Hey, I'm Mark. I'm 29 now, and I run a six-figure streetwear company based in Austin, Texas. But it didn't start that way. In fact, 5 years ago, if you had seen me, you probably wouldn't have looked twice. I was just another broke guy with a college degree, working a job that no one respected. And yeah, they laughed. Not just snickers or smirks, real laughter. Like I was a walking punchline. But you know what's wild? Now some of those same people work for me. Let me tell you how that happened. It all started when I was 23, fresh out of college with a communications degree and zero real job prospects. Student loans? $38,700. Confidence? Pretty low. I took the first job I could get, a frozen yogurt shop on 8th and Commerce. It was humbling. I wore a pink polo and a visor, made minimum wage, worked 6-hour shifts restocking gummy bears and wiping tables. Most people didn't even look me in the eye. Old classmates would stop in sometimes. I remember this one time, Caleb from high school showed up with his girlfriend. He pointed at me, laughed, and said, "Dude, you went to college for this?" It stung. Bad. That night, I sat on my mattress, no frame, just the floor, and opened my laptop. I searched, how to start a business with no money. That was the beginning. Over the next few months, I became obsessed. I'd work from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m., then come home, eat a microwave burrito, and stay up until 2 or 3 a.m. learning everything I could. Marketing, design, e-commerce platforms, fulfillment, taxes. I downloaded free audiobooks, took free online courses. I watched hundreds of hours of YouTube tutorials. I realized I didn't need to invent something brand new. I just needed to create something real, something honest. One day, a customer came into the yogurt shop wearing a hoodie that said, "Be Relentless." It wasn't a big brand. I asked, and he said it was from his cousin's clothing line. Boom. That was it. A seed was planted. I sketched designs during my breaks. Borrowed my roommate's laptop to design simple logos on Canva. I found a print-on-demand supplier and launched a Shopify site during my weekend off. The name? Worn True. Because to me, it meant wearing what you stand for, owning your identity, flaws, hustle, and all. The first launch? A single hoodie with the phrase, "Last to quit." I posted on Instagram, asked friends to repost, included a 20% discount code on yogurt receipts. I sold 2 hoodies in week 1. One was my cousin, the other, some guy in Nebraska I still haven't met. I was ecstatic. I reinvested every cent, designed 2 more products, a t-shirt that said "Built Different," and another hoodie that read "Laugh Now, Watch Later." Sales were slow. Month 2, 9 sales. Month 3, 27. But then something wild happened. A gym influencer bought a hoodie and tagged us in a post. He didn't even tell me. I found out when our Instagram blew up overnight. We gained 1,300 followers in a day, made $2,000 in a week. That's when I realized this could actually work. I made a pact with myself. No vacations, no going out, no new shoes. Every dollar went into growing the brand. I woke up at 4:45 a.m. to fulfill orders before work. Spent my lunch breaks answering customer emails. And every night I wrote down what worked, what didn't, and what I would try tomorrow. I also started journaling my doubts, the fear, the anxiety. Because it didn't just go away. Some nights I couldn't sleep, worried the orders would stop. At month 6, I made the scariest decision of my life. I quit the yogurt shop. I had just $1,200 in the bank and no backup plan. But I had momentum and hunger. I got a $99 a month co-working membership. Met a freelance designer who helped me polish the branding. I learned how to run ads, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Some campaigns failed. I once lost $1,100 in 5 days. But I kept tweaking, testing, learning. I tried selling at flea markets, did a college pop-up where it rained the whole time. I sold 3 shirts and caught a cold. Still showed up the next weekend. I DM'd micro-influencers and sent out free samples. One of them turned out to be the cousin of an NFL player. He wore the hoodie to practice. That clip ended up on ESPN. We sold out in 48 hours. Month 10, $11,400 in sales. Month 12, $19,200. I reinvested into better packaging, started hand-signing every thank you card, created a story-based email series. Then came the big break. I got invited to a small streetwear convention in LA, couldn't even afford a full booth, so I split it with a guy selling enamel pins. But that weekend changed everything. I met a buyer for a boutique chain that wanted to test 500 units in store. That partnership led to our first wholesale account, and real, consistent cash flow. With that, I hired a part-time assistant, then a fulfillment helper, eventually a customer support rep. I built internal systems, daily task boards, weekly team calls, monthly reports. We weren't just a brand anymore. We were a company. We faced a big challenge when a batch of 300 hoodies arrived misprinted. I nearly cried. Instead, I turned it into a limited edition flawed but real drop. They sold out in 2 days. Then came the full circle moment. A resume hit my inbox. The name looked familiar. Caleb. The same guy who laughed at me behind the yogurt counter. He didn't recognize the company name. He just saw a fast-growing apparel brand hiring a logistics lead. He interviewed well, was polite, professional, humble. We hired him. He's now our warehouse manager. Still doesn't know I'm the founder. Today, Worn True ships to 30-plus countries, has been featured in 3 online publications, generated over $480,000 in revenue last year. We have a full-time team of 6. I still sign every single welcome letter, and yeah, I still think about the yogurt shop, not with bitterness, but with gratitude. Because that job didn't define me. It refined me. So if you're watching this, working a job that people mock, laugh at, or just plain ignore, hear this. You are not your paycheck. You are not where you work. You are what you build. People may laugh now. Let them. Because when you stop trying to impress them and start trying to build something real, someday they might just send you their resume. And when that happens, smile. Not out of revenge, but because you finally became who you were meant to be.